Today on the podcast, I want to talk about a really big and what I think is very interesting deal in the data space for AI, and that is that News Corp, which owns a ton of publications and, famous journals, whatever, is currently looking at doing an AI licensing deal for its content to help keep generative AI up to date. Now, I think this is really important because, Elon Musk has launched or is launching Grok AI soon, which is going to have up to the date, everything breaking is going to be included there. And so I think this is going to be an interesting way for models like OpenAI and others to try to compete and get, updated information. Now, we know that, of course, the news is not updated as fast as something like, let's say, Twitter, because a lot of times, a publication has to wait till the next day to publish something in their newspaper, like the Wall Street Journal, for example. And, just journalists aren't like always writing every single second of every single day like you might find with citizen journalists on Twitter. But regardless, I think this is a very big move. So let's talk about this on the podcast today. Before we dive into it, I really wanted to say a huge shout out to everyone that has invested in our Republic crowdfunding campaign for AI Box. I've been blown away. We passed the 200 investor mark. This has been a ton of fun, and I'm really excited for all the people that have seen the vision of what we're building here in this space. Obviously, it's been really exciting to see OpenAI launch their GPT store and kind of get some validation that this is exactly what the market wants and that this is going in the right direction. And of course, we're really excited to have so many more capabilities than what they offer. But if you're interested in looking at what we're building and looking at this crowdfunding campaign, you can go to republic.com/AI-box. I'll leave a link in the description and you can check out more about that. But let's get into the podcast. Welcome to the world's #1 AI podcast, AI Chat. I'm your host, Jaden Schaefer. Make sure that you go to aibox.ai, link in the show notes, to join the waitlist for our new AI platform. We're going to be launching an incredible platform that allows you to build anything you want with workflows in AI. So you're able to chain together ChatGPT and image generators and audio generators to make really powerful apps for your organization, or you can host them on our marketplace and actually generate royalties from them. So make sure to go to aibox.ai and join the waitlist. In addition, if you like the podcast, if you could do me a massive favor and please leave us a review on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast. This helps me be able to get better guests on here as they check the reviews to see how you guys are liking it. So if you could please do that, I would really, really appreciate it. Have you ever wanted to start your own podcast? I record and publish podcasts on a platform called Spotify for Podcasters, and I absolutely love it. Essentially, you can upload from your phone or computer, and it distributes to every platform that plays podcasts. They support video podcasts, and you can make money on the platform with ads or even podcast subscriptions, something that has made my life so much easier as a podcaster. So if you're interested, I highly recommend you give it a try. You can download the Spotify for Podcast app or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started on your podcast today. So in a really big move, News Corp is positioning itself as a key player in the content licensing arena. This is a prediction I've made for a long time. Eventually, all of these people are going to start realizing how valuable their data is. They're going to license it only to certain AI models, or they're going to start creating AI models exclusively for themselves and license the models out. So the CEO of News Corp is Robert Thompson, and he recently revealed the company's anticipation of some substantial revenue streams from licensing its content for use in generative AI models. So this strategic move comes as News Corp reported I think their revenue increased to $2.5 billion. Their net income was around $58 million. And I think generative AI is going to be a really big player for some of these companies and their revenue in the future going forward. So essentially, he said that they were proud to partner with responsible AI or purveyors of AI products and their different leaders. He also said during an earnings call a comment that kind of underscored the critical role of high quality, consistent, updated content in the development and refinement of AI technologies. I think the ongoing negotiations and potential licensing agreements between AI model providers and content publishers are going to be very significant and a very big part of this landscape. So a high-profile discussion involving the New York Times and OpenAI could also lead to a lawsuit that's going on right now. OpenAI, for its part, has already secured a deal with the Associated Press to license some of its content. And the AP, in turn, is exploring the use of AI technologies in journalism. Of course, they're being very cautious or openly cautious about this, avoiding kind of the creation of articles from scratch using these tools, allegedly, although I don't see why
they wouldn't eventually get to that point, and maybe just have a human review it. I know that's controversial, but in my opinion, it can be done, and so it should be and will be done. Or I guess regardless of if it should be done, it will be done because it can be done and it's cheaper. I think this wave of interest in content licensing comes amidst a kind of broader debate on the costs and implications of these kind of agreements. So Meta, in its response to the US Copyright Office, expressed some skepticism about the feasibility of these costs, comparing the transformative impact of generative AI to historical innovations like the printing press and the computer. So the company, Meta, also cautioned that excessive licensing fees might hinder the progress of AI development, which already bear significant costs. This is kind of an interesting conversation that people are having at the moment. Both Google and OpenAI have defended their stances on the use of copyrighted data in training AI models, and they argue that the practice doesn't equate to a violation of copyright law, as the AI is not storing the data, but learning patterns from it, and then thereby using it, and that qualifies it as fair use. So as these discussions unfold, and I think everything is playing out between AI technology providers and content creators, this is all becoming very intricate, but I think the outcome of these negotiations and legal interpretations could very well shape the future of AI development, and also its interactions with the world of digital content. So for News Corp, the foray into this whole area represents not just a business opportunity, but I think also a strategic positioning at the forefront of a technological revolution. News Corp really has the opportunity to grow their revenues, sure, but also be part of some really interesting new technology that's getting rolled out. So this is definitely an area we'll continue to follow in the future. Thank you for listening to the AI Chat Podcast. If you enjoyed the podcast, I'd appreciate it if you rate me wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you're looking for an innovative group of AI enthusiasts, make sure you check out our Discord channel and also our Facebook community. It's obviously a lot more interactive than a podcast, where we can actually share software tools, prompts that we're using in everyday AI. I'll leave a link for those in the description below.